I'm going to be overviewing the new features released in WordPress 3.3. Once you've installed WordPress 3.3, you'll be greeted with this screen. The screen gives you information on the latest version, which is a new feature of WordPress 3.3. From now on, every new update to WordPress will greet you with this screen after the update. The screen gives you an overview of the new features and changes that come in that version of WordPress. In this version of WordPress, codenamed Sunny, users are given a whole host of new features, ranging from a new drag and drop media uploader, new file type detection, more responsive design, some help tips, and a revised version of the WordPress admin bar, combining both the old WordPress header and the WordPress admin bar to make this brand new bar that you see at the top of the screen. Once you've installed WordPress 3.3, you'll see this brand new black bar at the top of your screen, giving you options to the WordPress website, WordPress.org, the About WordPress, which will present you with this screen here, documentation, support forums, and even feedback. Right next to this is the link to your website, and next to that, a link to all comments. And beside that, this nice drop-down list to create new posts, add new media, add links, pages, and even users. You can view the admin bar in both the back end and front end of the website, with a switch in your user profile to disable the front end view. If you happen to use plugins such as Supercache, for example, there is a delete cache button, which is extremely handy. Many developers spend a lot of time developing themes and have to clear that cache many times. But now, instead of going to the Supercache menu in the sidebar, you can just click the delete cache button and save yourself some time. As well as this brand new admin bar that you can see at the top of the screen, the WordPress team have also slightly changed the sidebar. In previous versions of WordPress, these sidebar posts would expand and collapse. A nice feature, but a little bit laborious when having to close each and every sector to save screen space. In WordPress 3.3, however, the WordPress team have used the latest in jQuery technology to give you some nice fly-out menus. If you'd like to save even more screen space, you can press the collapse menu button. And yet again, hover on the items to get these fly-out menus. Next, I will show you the brand new drag and drop media uploader, along with the new file types and file type detection. I head up here to the brand new admin bar, hover on post, takes me straight into the editor. I'm going to create a post and call it balloons, for example. Click the one button media uploader. Now this actually replaces the previous 4 buttons that you'd have to click to add individual file types, such as photos, videos, music, etc. You will then be presented with this brand new screen asking you to drop files here or select files. Selecting files will bring up your Windows Explorer or Finder window, as per usual in previous versions. However, you can take a file from the desktop, or an email, or even an open document, drag it into the screen, and when the dotted line goes blue, release the mouse. We'll then upload with this slightly revised look on the upload bar. Then you will be presented with the standard file editors, title, alternate text, etc. The only change in this particular page would be that the sizes are now listed vertically as opposed to horizontally. I'm going to click Use as Featured Image, as well as insert it into my post. Below, I will simply say, away they go. You may also notice that the image has been wrapped in this border, helping it to be lifted from the page. To the right, you will see options for format, such as standard, aside, link, gallery, status, quote, and image. And for this example, I'm going to click image. Now this format option essentially just styles the page ever so slightly, changing how the content is laid out. Obviously image would be the best one for an image. So I'm going to go ahead and click publish, and my post has been published. We can go ahead and view that. You will see that it's put the picture here in an expanded view with the balloon picture, and below that the image itself. Where they go. Head on back over to the visual editor. Now, previously when you would add a file to the media uploader, you would have to add pictures to the pictures section and videos to the videos section, etc. Today though, with WordPress 3.3, it will detect not only the type, for instance, between JPEG or PNG, but it will detect between a static image, a video, music file, or other files such as zips, RARs, and 7-zip files. Adding these new types of compressed file format allows developers and users alike to get the best out of compression and not leaving users stuck with just the option of .zip files. And that covers the new media upload feature. For those of you using WordPress on iPads or other tablets, you will notice that with WordPress 3.3 they've improved touch implementation and element responsiveness, meaning that using WordPress on the smaller screens of tablets prevents odd errors such as underlaying or overlaying of elements. You may notice that when you installed WordPress 3.3, you are greeted with a new tooltip such as the one featured here. These tooltips are featured throughout the new WordPress 3.3, giving you quick information about the feature or object that they point to. For many blogs, having more than one writer is the norm. WordPress 3.3 have taken this on board and improved the co-editor experience by allowing other writers to see when a post is being currently worked on. If an editor is currently in the visual editor of a post or page, they will see a notification like the one here that simply says, "Warning, the editor is currently editing this post." This allows you to leave it and come back later. In WordPress 3.3, the WordPress team have designed the widgets area to save positioning and display dependent on which theme you have activated. So if you have, for example, the default WordPress themes, theme 2010 and 2011, you could have, say, the calendar widget above the categories widget. Now, in previous versions of WordPress, if you switched theme, it would stay exactly the same. But in WordPress 3.3, switching theme means that you could potentially have categories above calendar, and switching to back to 2011 without you having to touch the widget area, it will switch back. So each theme saves the positioning of your widgets. Finally, I'll be talking about some of the under-the-hood improvements in WordPress 3.3. These improvements are key in keeping WordPress functioning well and allow for the progression of plugins and themes. The biggest of these under-the-hood improvements are the upgrading of Jquery and Jquery Ui. These now use the latest Jquery 1.7.1 and Jquery Ui 1.8.16. As well as having upgraded Jquery, which is used for the flyout menus I showed you previously, WordPress have changed the way that permalink structures work. Previously, when using permalink structures, you are unable to link directly to a category. You would have to link to a specific date, such as year, month, and day. If you link to something such as a category, This would create performance issues, as WordPress would have to search throughout the entire categories folder. You would have to help it out by narrowing the search. In WordPress 3.3, however, this is no longer a problem, as permalinks can be set to categories without performance penalty. As well as the permalink structure being changed, there have been improvements in editor APIs. WordPress have added the is_main_query function and the WP_query method. These can be used in the body text of themes, allowing for developers and users alike to integrate these key features without having to delve into PHP files. You may also notice that the removal of some odd characters from post slugs, a new screen API for adding help documentation and adapting to screen contexts, and you can also switch admin menus to flyouts from drop-downs. If you would like to see a full list of every individual change, such as the doc type changing to HTML5, for example, please refer to the codex.wordpress.org website, in which they list every single change and improvement in the latest version of WordPress. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.